have for.
Absolutely.
So I'm just gonna ask you a little about you, but after I've told you what we're doing, as you know, I put out there that I'm doing a summit with top experts who are gonna be helping, my audience cruise through their challenges to become champions because they've done it, and they just want to leave a roadmap for these ladies. And that is why, seeing what we have out there, the quick call is going to be what can you bring on the table for this audience, to help
Right.
them cruise through. Yes.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. So I am Dorothy Odell. I'm from Windsor, Ontario. I'm a child of God, a wife, a stepmom, daughter, and an auntie. And I growing up, there was a lot of love in our family, but there was a lot of chaos. My parents were chronically ill, which led me to being like, I felt that I had to take care of everybody. And so in that, I grew up really quickly. I was bullied a lot through school for my weight, and I never told my parents what I was going through. I just kind of kept it to myself, figuring they had enough to deal with their being ill. And which I had extreme low self-esteem, and so the first guy that said I loved you, I believed him, and which turned into 4 years of mental and verbal abuse, until I finally left that relationship. Even when in the workplace, I was working with people there, um, they thought nothing of, it was a husband and wife team, and there was like phones whizzing by my head the first week I started there. I'm like, what is this? Like, I can't believe this. But staying in those situations because A, we didn't think we were worthy enough to get out of them, or B, didn't think we'd get out, get anything different, right? And so I stayed in that job for 10 years. And my boss and I used to get into it a lot. And looking back, I'm just thinking, why would you stay? But when you need to pay your bills, you put up with stuff, right? And
Mhm.
so going through that journey, going through the abusive relationships, and my uncle actually took his life on Christmas Day 23 years ago. So there was a lot of mental health issues within the family as well. And of course, once you lose somebody to suicide, I don't it it took us a long time to, number one, get over it, because back then I didn't have the proper tools. No one wanted to talk about it. Everybody wanted to bury it under the carpet. And it wasn't until these last 3 years that I decided to say, wait a minute, I need to share my story, and I need to help other men and women know that, hey, wait a minute, um there are dark times, but you can get through them. And by I wrote my book about my life story. That's called The Overcomer: Facing Challenges with Faith and Courage. And in getting that out there, I was just like, okay, now you got to put yourself out there, because now you have a book to get to the world. But how do you
Okay.
do that when no one knows Windsor, Ontario? So, or me in particular.
Mhm.
So right. So I started networking, and I come across this ad where it said 6 weeks and you can have your own live show up and running. So I thought,
Mhm.
well, okay, perfect. So that's how Unstoppable Overcomers was born. I started my very first TV show 3 years ago. We're in 143, I think, episodes deep in that one. And then when the pandemic hit, we there was a lot of businesses that were going out of businesses in my area. And I thought, how can we help the business owner? So I started the second show, the Power Half Hour Unstoppable Business Owner, which is on Wednesday nights. The other one's Monday nights. And just really helping people become aware of these businesses, and these business owners giving tips to our audiences, and how could they possibly do business differently, and things like that. So we started that show. I had one gentleman in particular on the Unstoppable show, June no January of January 31st of 2021. He was an Air Force veteran.
Mhm.
He attempted his life twice before he finally decided to reach out for help, and he was told to make an appointment. So that, of course, did not go under well. go over well. So he decided to start his own nonprofit called Camaraderie Rescue Mission back then. And that was to help veterans and first responders come together, have community connection and camaraderie. And when I first started talking with Greg, it was 22 veterans a day were dying by suicide. Then it doubled within 6 months. And then with the pandemic and the isolation issues that we've been facing across the world with the pandemic, now we're up to 136 people a day dying by suicide, which needs to end. And so I'm on a mission to eradicate that and started Operation Hope, which is helping other people evolve. And if we heal ourselves, because I've been using the hashtag heal to sexy, if we heal ourselves, then could you imagine if everybody was healed from their traumas and their past hurts and their PTSD and whatever triggered them, what the world would be like? And so I've started an Operation Hope stands for helping other people evolve. So help it's a first off is a 7-week coaching program, group coaching program, where I just, we take 7 weeks, we, see where they're at in life, see where they want to go, create that roadmap, all the while healing their, what we can of their triggers, their traumas, their past, their limiting beliefs. As a recovering enabler and people pleaser, I know what it's like to put everybody ahead of yourself, right? And so that is the number one reason why people are hopeless, because they think, oh, well, they just gave everything away and now they've got nothing left for themselves. And so it's time to fill up our cups, because if we can't pour from an empty cup. And sometimes, people are not even aware of what they're doing. And so now it's time to bring that unfulfillment, that frustration, that hamster wheel of life to the surface. Let's help them heal that. And so that we could go out and evolve and unlock everybody's potential and heal the world. So that's what I'm up to.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Let me see. Come here.